Hi everybody, welcome to EZLynx Live. I'm your host Ryan Beukema. On today's show, today we're going to be talking about customer portals. You know, agencies everywhere are coming to the realization that customer self-service, online customer self-service, is not a thing of the future anymore. It's now, it's here, it's the present, it's what your customers expect. Our marketing team did a little bit of research into online self-service portals, and they found some really interesting numbers that I want to share with you guys real quick. Did you know that the average person spends 43 days of their lives on hold with an automated customer service system? And that's 43 days, you know? That's 43 days of having to sit and listen to, your call is important to us. Please stay on hold, we'll be right with you. You know, at the end of the day, if you think about it, that's really long for something that a customer can just, if there was an online portal, be able to just go and get access to, versus having to wait for a representative to be able to do something that easily could have been handled online. Some other really interesting numbers that we found: 90% of all customers expect your organization to have a self-service portal available to them. That's a big number. 60% of all consumers hold organizations in a better light if they have a self-service portal. That's 60% of people actually think more of the organization if they provide that type of technology. And then 91% of all customers said that they would gladly use an online knowledge base to get information versus having to kind of call in. So all of this stuff, all of the data that we've gathered really is pushing us towards this idea of, you know, Client Center inside of EZLynx being so very important in a key part of an agency. So one of the things that we want to talk about today, we talked about at the beginning of the year, but we want to kind of hammer it home a little bit more on this show, is we want to talk about the power of Client Center, the power of how that portal can actually help you and your agency meet the customers where they are. You know, be able to provide them with the services that they need. Now, there's some really cool things that we've done in Client Center, and I'm not sure everybody is available or aware of those things. Number one, we've added the ability for you to update that portal for your agency branding, right? Change some of the colors, add some logos, even change text on the screen to be more custom to what you guys are. We also, in Client Center, you can send out ID cards, which is one of the things that people call in for a lot, right? But they'd rather go to a portal to get those things. Policy change requests is another thing that can be handled inside a Client Center, as well as certificates and a secured location to be able to share documents, be able to pass documents back and forth. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to highlight those 5 areas. We're going to go through branding, ID cards, policy changes, certificates, as well as secure document exchange back and forth. And we're going to show you guys how that stuff works so that you can really start to maximize this feature, this product in your agency and get it up and running, because the majority of the market is expecting it. So let's jump right into EZLynx real quick and let's go through all these things. All right, so for everybody who's not familiar, the first thing that you're going to want to do to get the portal set up and going is go over to settings, and go up to where it says Client Center. Now there's a ton of things that you can set up. Some people may have already set this up, but if you haven't done branding, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's go through real quickly what kind of these different settings are. This is general preferences. So right here, you're going to see the information. So in your portal, when your insured is logged in, your customer is logged in, what contact information is visible for them? Like who do they call? What's the agency information? You know, all that can be customized and updated right here. Same thing for change requests. So if they submit a change request, what type of confirmation, you know, message do you want to show to them? It's customizable. You can update it to what you'd like. If we keep going down, you can also determine what types of things are displayed. Some agencies don't want claims to show up in Client Center. That's fine. You can toggle it off. Same thing for referral. Same thing for cross-sell. You may not want those things there. You may just want the general portal. It's up to you. You can do it. If you are interested in the referral program, you know, there's different things that you can do. You can type up different texts, you know, maybe to incentivize and push people to maybe do referrals. Same thing down here. If you want to actually rate the customer, one of the things that they can do is you can type what type of message appears whenever they give a rating. So for example, if the rating is, you know, 4 through 5, which I consider to be stellar. What type of response do you want to see if they give you that? 1 through 3, hey, there's some room for some improvement, some things that we may need to look into. So what type of message? All of these things are customizable. When we keep going down, this is where we get into tasks. So the different things that can happen in Client Center is, say, like submitting a change request. You can create a task for that. So your insured can come in here, put in the request, and then in their account, they're going to get a task will get created. You can determine if that task is due the next day or the same day. You can determine who it's even assigned to. Is it the producer, the CSR, or maybe at your agency, maybe you have a specific person who handles all changes, change requests, certificate requests that come into your agency. That's fine. You can click the specific producer or user, select them, and then everything will go to that person. Right? All of those tasks will get assigned to that one person to work. So this is something that you guys can customize. You can change it around to whatever you'd like. Email notifications, these are the email notifications that are sent to the assigned users for a customer's account when they take action in the Client Center. So if your customer takes action, these are the emails that actually go out. And who do you want those emails to be sent to, right? Who's going to handle those things? Certificates. This is interesting. So for your customers that you have a great relationship with, you can grant them the ability to add their own certificate holders inside of Client Center to certificate masters that have been shared, right? So that they can generate a certificate. Now, you don't have to do this. So if this is something that you don't want, you can turn it off. It's completely up to you guys. But once again, the idea here is about self-servicing, allowing people to do things so that they don't have to stand on, 43 days of hold, right? Branding is the other area we want to talk about. So this is something that we unveiled last year. It's a really big thing. And if you think about it, the Client Center portal needs to be an extension of your agency, right? So it should be an extension of your website. So the primary colors that you guys have on that website, we should see them here as well. So for example, it's EZLynx. Our primary color is red, our secondary color is gray. If we wanted to change it, I can just move the dropper around, select whatever color I want. It's up to you guys. You can do that. We have our AppliedNet logo here because we utilized this account at our conference last year, but you can change this logo, replace it to whatever logo you'd like for your agency. That way your branding's there. You can also have a customized message on the login page. Now, one of the things that I love about this is I don't necessarily always remember where these things are in the portal. I'm not there all the time. So we create these cool things that say view example, where you can actually see where the message is going to go. Oh, and then a little bit later, if you scroll down, here's where you can actually organize what you think the top features are that you want them engaging in inside of Client Center. You can order that list right there. Right? So if this was EZLynx, we'd see this as red, right? That would be our branding color. So that's really, really neat. What's great here is that you can actually click on that and it gives you an idea of where these things are going to show up. The same thing for the promotional banner, right? This is the thing that kind of shows up at the top whenever they've logged in. What I love to do here and what a lot of agencies have done is they post messages like for the upcoming holidays, the office will be closed, or we have special hours. Hey, we're getting ready to come into storm season. Let's make sure you have good coverage. They'll post cool little messages there, and you can change them throughout the year if you want. It's kind of up to you guys, right? So it's customizable to how you guys really want to further your message in the market. Once everything's good, right, you just want to go ahead and publish that. So let's actually go into an account. Let's go over there. Let's go to our EZLynx account. All right. So this is a commercial account that we have here. Notice that this customer does have kind of a claim down here. They have some notifications, some tasks, right? One of the things that I think is really, really good to do whenever you're onboarding a new customer and you're bringing them into the agency and you're introducing them to everybody, the first thing to do is either get on a Zoom call or you can record this. Come here to this link that says Client Center. This is a read-only view. It's what you see if you were to log into their portal. What's great about this is that you can walk them through the different things that they can do in the portal. That way, when they come here on their own, it's not alien. They know what it is. They've seen it. They've seen you do it. So you can talk about how they can upload documents. They can generate ID cards. They can look at certificates, right? They can make a payment on either an invoice that you guys have sent over to them for an agency bill, or if it's direct bill, right? the policy is going to be there. They click make payment, and it's going to direct them to the carrier site to make the payment. So, there's lots of great things you can do. I really encourage you guys, take advantage of this. Show it to your insureds. Get them in the habit of coming here to get these self-servicing things knocked out immediately. Now, one thing I want to do, if we log out of read-only mode, I want to look at what the actual customer sees. Now, see, there's the red. there's how we ordered everything right there. We have our message that we had typed. What's great about Client Center is that your insureds only need their email address. It's the email address that they've given your agency. That's all they need to get in. They don't need to worry about a password or anything. What's going to happen is they're going to put in that email address, and it's going to email them an actual code that they can use to actually get into the Client Center. So let me go to my email real quick, and then we're going to type in this one-time code. There you go. And I'm in. I didn't have to remember a password. How nice is that, right? Now, you might ask, hey, what am I seeing here? They put in that email address, and now it looks like there's different accounts. This is great. How many, think about this, how many people out there have a customer who has their personal insurance with you and then also their business is insured as well? If you have customers who are like that, when they log in, if they've used the same email address on both their personal lines account and their commercial account, that's what they're seeing. And your insureds can then choose, well, where do I want to go into? What am I getting serviced? Am I looking at my personal account, or boom, I'm actually looking at my commercial account? For this, we're going to go into the commercial account, right? In here, there's a bunch of things that your insureds can do. So the first thing that they can do is they can come over here and they can look at ID cards. What's great about Client Center is that if you're accessing it on a mobile device, it understands that you are, and it allows you to upload kind of a shortcut to your home screen to be able to go to Client Center. So they can be out remote in the field. If they need to get their ID cards, instead of having to call in and spend one of those 43 days on hold, right? They just select which vehicles they need the ID cards for. They click generate ID cards, and it's going to shoot them off, and they're going to get their ID cards, right? Everything's there. Another cool thing that they can do is if you had already shared ID cards with them, that's fine. They just go over to documents, and then they can actually get their ID cards right here as well. So everything's right there. It's at their fingertips. Next thing I want to do is let's go back to the home screen, and let's go and look at our change requests. So your customers can actually submit change requests if they want to. So let's go ahead and click on that change request option. Let's select the policy that we want to engage with. And for this one, we're going to add a driver. We're adding a brand new driver. Right? So all I have to do is just kind of fill out the details. So this is EZLynx Badger. You can put in the date of birth. Right? If you have marital status, you put that in. If they have the driver's license number, they can put on their driver's license number. State. Usually the street is going to be the actual address of the business. So let's just put in High Street right there. Louisville should be the... So what's neat about this is, like, as I'm tapping through all this stuff, this is your insured. Your insured is coming here and doing all this instead of actually having to call in and submit this request over the phone, right? They're coming here, they're filling out the information that they need to hire, fill in. So hire date, let's go into hire date. Let's say they were hired back in 2015. There we go. We're going to click Save. It's going to ask me to confirm, are you right? Are you sure you want to do this? This is who you're wanting to add. They have the ability to say, hey, when do I want this effective? And let's make it effective in a few days. If they wanted to type a message to the agent, they could, right? They also acknowledge that this is not, that their policy is probably subject to change. This is just a request, basically, is all this is. And they submit their request. They're good to go. What this is going to do is it's going to process, and it's going to say, hey, thank you, we really appreciate it. If they were going to be able to rate your agency, let's say this is the first time that they'd come in and do this, they'd see the little stars down here. And they could rate you 1 through 5. How did you like the experience? And they could even go in and do a referral if they want to. What's neat about this is, like I said, let's go back to that customer's account. So we have one task right now, and this is associated to that claim. But let's refresh this account. Oh, there's the task that's due today. right? So change requests, remember, we set all those change requests that came in had to be due that day, right? So if you scroll down in here, you can actually see the information that the actual insured put into the change request for you. This is great. This is great because you didn't have to type this in. The insured was able to do it. They send over to you. You can take care of it, get it all good, and everybody's able to continue to work at the rates that they want to. So this is really, 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 really nice. Let's go back into Client Center. And one thing that I want to look at real quick is if we go into, say, the same thing for certificates. So if I go back to our home screen, if I wanted to generate a certificate, I could do so. I could add a holder. I could view the certificates that have been generated and shared with me from my agency. If I need to even request a new one, I could do that. And the same thing kind of happens. If you're adding the holders or requesting your certificate, you get your tasks that get created, right? The one thing I want to do, and not a lot of people are aware of this, and it's very, very powerful, is the ability to upload documents. So if we think back to that account, go back. So this customer's account right here, they have a claim, right? And if we go into the actual upcoming task for things that has to happen in this claim, maybe the CSR has said, hey, could you send me a picture of, for example, the damage that happened at the business, the flooding, right? All they need to do is go here to the documents. They click on upload. They can drag and drop their file if they want. They can say this is flooding. If they knew the policy number, they could select that if they want to. If not, it's fine. You can always do that later in the system. They can upload that image, right? The image is right here. This is what they uploaded. And if we go into the system over here, and this is great. This is really, really, really nice. Let's come over here to our document tab. Boom. There's the image they upload of the damage that happened at their business. So your insured was able to send that over to you. You can then download this, send it off to the adjuster if they need it. But back and forth, you can share documents. They can share images back and forth with you. This is a really, really powerful tool and a powerful thing here with respect to Client Center that not a lot of people are aware you can do, right? So any document that you share, right, whether it's maybe the change request or if you wanted to share some certificates, you could share the master certificates right here. What's great about that is that those things will then show up here in the portal for them to be able to interact with. So everything from agency branding to getting access to your ID cards to submitting some change requests and not having to wait on hold to do so. And even being able to send documents between your insured because of a claim and the agency. Like, hey, send us the picture. All of that is handled right here inside of Client Center. If you need some more information on how to actually get the portal set up, be sure to visit the knowledge base. When you're logged into EZLynx, over on the side menu, that book icon, that's our knowledge base. You'll be able to find detailed instructions as well as training videos there on how to get Client Center configured for your agency. And you can also always attend office hours. That's another great way to be able to get information. That's all the time we have for today's show. We really help you guys go out there, get this portal set up if you haven't already done so. It's powerful and your customers will thank you for it. Other than that, that's all the time we have. Bye, everybody. We'll see y'all next time.